Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest, 8-Second Gaming, and in today's video we're going to be breaking down the 5 best legends that you're going to be wanting to main in Split 2 of Season 13. Now there are a lot of different legends that do work in Apex, and right now we're seeing a very diverse meta, but right now these 5 that I'm going to go over cover a wide variety so that no matter what kind of playstyle you have, you'll know who to pick. Now picking the right legend is just a small step on the way to actually climbing the ranks. If you want to learn all the other steps, then you need to check out the GameLeap website right now. Over there we have top level coaches creating 10 plus guides a week, all that are site exclusive and you won't be able to find anywhere else. And these guides and courses will really help you understand the entirety of Apex. You'll get better game sense, you'll get better aim, and you'll start to really understand what it takes to play at the highest ranks. And right now we actually have a sale going on, so click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership using code RANK50 for that discount, and start to climb today. Now jumping right into the legends, the first one that I want to talk about is Ashe. Ashe is extremely strong in the current meta because she's able to lock down enemies that are split off from their team. With the new KP changes that just came into the game recently, we're once again seeing a very highly offensive meta where teams are willing to fight early because they're willing to get those KP. And while Ashe is really great at being offensive and aggressive when the time comes, helping her team steamroll the enemies, she can also be very good at being defensive and is actually able to get her and her entire team out when needed with her ultimate. World's Edge is a lot more third-party heavy than we saw on Stormpoint, and because teams want to get into those fights, you're seeing a lot more of the 3rd, 4th, and 5th parties. So that instant portal that Ashe has is fantastic, and it's really able to help your team out. But on top of all that, her passive is amazing right now because you're able to see where all the fights are going on the map, allowing you and your team to really plan out either third parties or safer rotations after you have all your KP and just want to get to an endgame spot. Ashe is also one of the characters that fits into multiple different roles. She can either be an entry fragger or a secondary fragger, so she can fit into any team comp. There are very few legends that can fit into multiple team comps, and there's even less that fit multiple roles, so Ashe is a great choice. Next up we have arguably the strongest character in the game currently, Valkyrie. Now once again you're going to hear me talk about this offensive meta because it really decides what characters are strong currently in the game, and because we're seeing that offensive meta, Valkyrie is still extremely strong because her jetpack allows you to take multiple different angles in fights. You can easily control the high ground, and when you control the high ground in fights, you can then control the flow of the fights. When you control the flow of fights, then you can easily press advantages when you need to, and with Valkyrie having her rockets, you can lock down stragglers, helping your team push them, making them easy 3v2 fights. And when you get it down to a 3v2 fight, it's pretty much just clean up kills after. And even with the nerfs that we did see to Valkyrie's ultimate, it is still ridiculously strong. Yes, you can't free spin on the way up and it's a lot easier to get beamed out of the air, but it's still one of the best ultimates in the game right now. This opens up so many doors for your team's playstyle. You can play edge of zone because you're not really worried about how far the zone is away from you, because as soon as you finish a fight you just hop out of the air and skydive away. Or you can use her to rotate extremely hard for zone and get an endgame position before anyone else because you're not looking for jump towers because you have a mobile jump tower. I've seen a few people say that Valkyrie's ultimate is kind of useless now because of the spin changes to it, but that's not even close to being the case. She's still ridiculously good. And if you like to be highly mobile in fights, then Valkyrie is the option for you. Now we took a look at 2 offensive characters, why not take a look at a support character? So the next legend we're going to be looking at is Gibraltar. Now Gibraltar's been a good pick since Season 3 and he's still a fantastic pick. While Valkyrie has one of the strongest ultimates in the game, Gibraltar has one of the strongest tacticals in the game. The bubble is able to create a very strong mobile cover, giving you and your team a second to breathe, a spot to play, or even be highly aggressive while using it into pushing buildings. But on top of having a stupidly strong tactical, he also has a stupidly strong passive. Gibraltar's oftentimes win peak battles because they just have a massive free health pool that regenerates over time that you don't mind losing. And that's not all, he also has a very strong ultimate. The defensive bombardment can be used in so many different ways. You can use it offensively, you can use it defensively, you can throw trick plays with it, you can kill teams with it, you can corral teams with it, you can use it to block off line of sight. It's so versatile and so strong. Now do keep in mind though, if you want to play Gibraltar, he isn't super mobile. He really relies on his teammates to get in and out of fights if they go sideways. So if you're solo queuing, Gibraltar can be a very strong carry and a very strong pickup, but I don't really recommend him because of his immobility. He's a lot better played in a full 3 stack where you can really coordinate with your team on how to get out of fights if the need arises. But what about a support that's a little bit more mobile? Well, for that we're going to take a look at Loba. Now I know that Loba's bracelet is broken and it's basically rolling dice on whether or not it will work right now, and that can be very frustrating for a lot lot of people. But at the time of recording this, Respawn has put out multiple different statements saying that they are working on her bracelet. It's not a very simple fix because they don't actually know what's causing it to not work. They've written special code in the game that tracks whenever she uses it so that if it breaks, they can really kind of find the root of the source and then get the fix out as fast as they possibly can. So hopefully soon there is a fix, but right now there's not. But when the bracelet is working, it's a fantastic way to get around fights. You can use it to either escape fights or to be taking offensive off angles with it. If you end up getting pushed, you can just brace it back to your team and all is good. But that's not really where Loba shines. Where Loba shines is her ultimate, the Black Market. This offers so much utility to your team throughout the entirety of the game, and especially in endgame, this is very broken. You can just continuously keep pulling ammo out of boxes so that no matter what position you're in, you can just be spraying people down. I can't tell you how many times I've had something like an R301 in an endgame spot where I could be just getting countless kills, but I don't have the ammo for it, and if I had a Black Market, that would have changed things. And when Loba's bracelet was actually working, she was so strong to the point that ALGS pro teams were working her into their comps, because throughout the game they were able to just pickpocket more and more loot, getting themselves geared up for those endgame spots. So if you don't mind rolling the dice on her bracelet, pick her up right now, or potentially just wait until they fix the bracelet and then start to look to pick her up. But someone that is working as intended currently is our next legend, Bloodhound. Now right now in the current meta, Seer is still technically a better scan character, but the reason that I'm putting Bloodhound above Seer here is because Bloodhound is a lot more user friendly. Seer has a higher skill ceiling, meaning that it takes players a lot more time to really learn the intricacies of his kit and get the full usefulness out of him. Meanwhile, Bloodhound, you press the tactical, aim it at the players, and bam, you got your scan. Plus with Bloodhound's ultimate, you are the second fastest running character in the game, so you have a lot more mobility in fights. Again, we have this highly offensive meta where teams are wanting to fight, so with this ultimate, you can be running around, dip, dodge, duck, diving, whatever you need to do to get these kills and get the fight over. Bloodhound is actually my own personal main. I have just over 12,000 kills on them, and I still absolutely love playing them in this current meta. If you're new to the scan characters but you want to try playing them, pick Bloodhound up and then maybe work your way into Seer if he doesn't get nerfed in the next patch. But now I want to throw a question out to you guys. Who do you main in the game currently? And why do you main them? I always love to hear people's rationality for maining characters because sometimes it even is just as simple as they look cool. So let me know in the comments down below. But with all this being said guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new and maybe even found a new main to pick up. If you did and you want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash that like and subscribe button. Thank you guys all for watching. Once again, I'm 8 Second Gaming. Come check me out on Twitch sometime, twitch.tv/8secondgaming, and I will see you in the next one.